organized. How have you organized yourself? We have this code, and where shall we start?
I've got a summary of the comments that I'll project to the screen, and you can follow along in your code.
Right.
Mostly I've got the comments be on the screen.
So we could actually have a copy of that. You could,
I can email you a copy.
Wonderful.
If I printed it, you'll see why it would have been twice as long.
Yeah.
First off, sometimes it's good to know where the comments are being generated from. So the background on myself, the code officer. And what that means is you're certified in certain things. So from 2002 to present, certified in state shoreline zoning, land use, legal issues, internal plumbing, subsurface wastewater. Then in 2010, the state adopted a uniform building code, certified residential and commercial building code, residential, indoor, residential, residential radon, and
Yeah.
Along with that, I've been a member of an affiliate group. The Maine building officials and inspectors were a 300+ organization, primarily code officers, but we have fire officials, architects, and engineers.
Right.
Over the past, since 2012, I've been director a couple of times, vice president for 7 terms, and president.
Okay.
And on that, I was assigned chair of the membership committee and was on the legislative. Currently, I'm a governor appointee to the technical building codes and standard. It's a 12-member board, 11 voting. I'm one of the members representing the service center communities. We're discharged by statute to oversee the BUBEC, which is the Maine Uniform Building and Energy Code, including adoption, amendment, interpretation, training, and education. Appointment period is concurrent unless the current governor doesn't agree.
Right.
Yeah. Was assigned the chair of the technical advisory group to oversee the amendments to the 2020 International Residential Code, which is currently at the agent's office, and then the public placed online for public comment, and then be effective by the end of this year. And I was also assigned a 5-member training certification committee. So that's my background.
You're a busy guy.
Yeah.
And we're fortunate to have you. The only puzzling part there, Tom, is what are we talking about with international residential?
There,
Remain.
for me, yeah. It's just a unified. So with that, let's go through. Forgive me while I'm used to 3 screens and a big screen. I've got to get used to the little app
Yeah.
here.
I'm with you.
I'm trying to find my page jump without having to scroll. I may just have to scroll pages here.
And when you get a sense of what page you're talking about, you just let us know.
Yeah, maybe I can reduce it.
And did you make comments right on the draft?
Yeah, so if you look at the draft, I made comments in balloons, but then turned it into this summary per page. No comments this page. I'll just skip through it.
Okay.
But you see the gist, so there's the page. It'll tell us whether there's comments or. And I'll tell you the page.
No comments.
That's good.
Yeah.
All right, here's a comment.
And you are on
1-2.
2-2. No, 1-2.
1-2.
Yeah.
So we can't really see it up there, huh? Let's see.
Tom, if you want to send, I think from even down here, you could send to the upstairs printer, your comment page you're talking about.
Yeah, it's printing. I can print
You
it.
know, you said you had a shorter, like a summary.
No, this is how it comes out. So in the PDF, just convert it to this format.
Okay.
What I can do is. You still probably can't see that up here. Just keep blowing it up.
Ah, we see it over on the right. Yeah. Ah, beautiful. Okay. And so, yeah, so it's on page 1-2 of the code.
Yeah,
It's okay.
Is behind it any better?
Yeah, I'm looking at the screen, but I'm looking at our actual, so we're looking at.
You can see it on your screen. Okay, good.
Yeah.
So the comment there, the way it came, the bullet, all lots created or modified. So A calls out all lots to be compliant with the code. This is new. Current code does not regulate lots, regulates uses on lots. So many areas of land exist, not meet state scope requirements, do support when a use is, comes around, it has to be found to be compliant. Meaning you can't use a lot unless the lot is compliant, but there's plenty of call it orphan lots out there.
Right.
So I don't know how you would ever be proactive in proactiveness. So it's anything that we found after the fact, if the lot didn't meet current standards.
In terms of which number we're talking about here, is this
So did you see the
1.10.6?
Can you see my cursor? Yeah,
Yeah,
it's all slow here.
it's
but
under
yeah.
compliance required.
So number one, when you see a number one on this page,
Yeah.
you'll see a little number one. right
Okay,
here.
okay, yeah,
There's no way to have compliant lots. What you want is B, and that's, you can't use land unless the lot is.
So Tom, let me see if I understand. So like minimum lot size.
Minimum lot size. So you can create a lot, doesn't mean minimum lot size.
Yeah.
You just can't use it. And there'd be no way to proactively go after it. If it were created, and we would find out till deeds came through, I suppose, through
Yeah.
the assessor's office. And it's never been a problem. Orphan lots are created all the time, even through subdivision.
Yeah.
There's always leftover pieces. So my suggestion here is strike A and just go to B, which already says that building structured land may be used and occupied only in compliance with this ordinance.
I mean, right now in the code, we have lots that don't meet the minimum lot size, and so you can't build. That's in the current code.
Whether it's in there or not.
It is.
It's a fact of life.
Yeah, no, that's right. And so, but was that problematic from your point of view?
No, it's way every time. Yeah.
Okay.
I think what Tom's saying is the way this is written, you couldn't even create some little lot that you can't do
Right.
anything with. And if you make Tom's change, you can create a little lot that you can't do anything with. You just can't do anything with it.
So this is new. A is new.
Okay.
A says you can't even create a lot.
Oh, that's the issue.
That's the
You
issue.
can't even
And
create.
there's no way to practically keep up with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because people aren't getting permits for these
Yeah.
little lots that,
Effectively, I'm not sure why.
because it's still vacant and developable.
Okay. All right. And in your summary, it says there's no way to proactively keep up with this.
Right.
It's sort of
So I'm not sure
understanding the
what's,
rationale.
is what's up there on your screen?
This is, it's in
It's
the,
on mine.
right?
Yeah, it's on mine.
Okay.
New,
Yeah, you're sharing what's up.
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
yeah.
So that's there. I'll print that out.
Okay, got it. Got it.
So the next page would be
1-3. Yeah. And I see tenses and usage.
Yeah, my comment there, terms should and should not are used throughout the text. And they should probably be defined or explained here. And the reason I'm bringing this up, I want to caution you that those terms are not mandatory. So whenever they're used in whatever it is you're trying to get at, there's really no way to tell somebody that you need to, that you must, shall. It's permissive.
Right, so, I mean, it's under C, it says the words shall, will, and must are mandatory. Right,
But throughout the text, if you do a search here, you'll find the term should and should
a
not.
lot,
Those aren't.
okay.
So whatever they apply to, it may not apply. It's really, I'm not sure if that's the intent. Unenforceable.
So I'm guessing that there are some areas where that's intentional, and maybe there are some areas that ought to be examined.
I don't know. Just kind of why I brought it up.
Yeah.
Just,
Yeah.
again, I'm used to the can or cannot.
Okay, okay.
Next page is blank. I'll just click until I find it in this comment. Center zone. So this is page 2.2.
Okay.
And the first comment, the 220, change uses to principal use. This ordinance is set up to regulate principal use. Allowed uses,
Should be changed to principal uses.
yeah, and principal, then the first sentence, principal uses. And then in my other comment, and you can see section 320 and 420, those are the tables. Refer to principal uses.
Okay,
Second comment, somewhere in here, probably under the allowed uses of the regulations, just add reference to 7 section uses. Just so everybody knows.
under regulations.
C6. Those might just. Yeah, see, in the articles, I noted below that 260.4, that one does bring you to.
Yeah,
So it'll just remain consistent with other parts of the ordinance.
so you're suggesting that in 2.20, we mentioned Article 7.
Yeah, 220 or 230, or maybe its own number here. It doesn't matter, but just somewhere in here, just.
Okay. Okay. Any questions?
No, I think it's just, yeah, so.
Yeah.
So far, everything sounds. See,
Okay, and yeah, and if you're wondering why
Yeah.
these see these different sections, there's already mentioned. Just continues along with that.
really want to hide.
Right, waivers, so this is just a general note. On page 2.4. Waivers, there's waivers mentioned throughout here. A general note. For the legal to confirm waivers is used in the zoning ordinance, not in conflict with 38 subsection 150. That's what that is. Where this comes from is generally waivers aren't allowed in a zoning ordinance. They're reserved more for a site plan or zoning is typically always black and white. So I just want to confirm that they, I understand maybe this was discussed, maybe not. And where this is coming from, like legal issues text. the waiver section refers to non-zoning ordinances. And it just gives it some examples. Again, this is something I've always been told, so I need to.
Okay, so I'm guessing based on past discussion that this was included based on the need, if the need arises for some level of flexibility somewhere.
Yep.
Or that there's mention in the code. Am I understanding right that in the current code, there is no such?
There are waivers in they were added in after the base code was written.
Uh-huh.
I'm not sure. I don't think it was vetted.
I think there was a discussion 18 months ago between Kirk and Phil. I think it was about waivers. Let's see if I could get some notes or an email based on it. So I think there was a discussion between the two of them about it.
Maybe there was, and I'd be curious what the question was.
Yeah.
Typically, they didn't handle this conditional uses.
Mhm.
There would be a lot of conditional
And
uses.
definitely Phil was weighing in the planning board of conditional uses.
Yeah.
I almost think there was something where Kirk asked Phil questions about.
It'll come up in here too with exceptions. There's a few, several places where I can grant exceptions. And I know years ago, the zoning ordinance used to grant exceptions. For setbacks or space ball, but the ZBA gave exceptions versus variances.
Right.
And the attorneys then said,
The attorneys for the town.
Yeah.
Based
They weren't
likely
consistent.
on state law. Okay. All right, so that will need to have a little attention.
We'll see.
Okay.
Just
2.5.
247 references these small area loading regulations, not small carrier pickup and drop off. I know it was just described what small carrier is, means, so there's no confusion.
And their definitions,
Let me see it.
not in it, so it should be defined.
Or even explained here.
Yeah,
This might even be the one.
yeah,
Just
Yeah.
expand on what it
Yeah.
is.
yeah. Okay,
This next page, article 250, 2.50. The first, the highlighted defined as follows. Fronts of lots are generally defined as follows. Definitions are reserved for our 15.2, so I would change this something else. It's change to describe below is just objection or anything just other than the
so that you're looking at number 1.
right. So
Change
when this
describe below.
yeah, the 1 and the 2, the PDF format just assign those numbers to it. The issue was highlighted, defined as follows, and these aren't definitions. Definitions are somewhere else. So just reword that too.
Okay, describe, gotcha,
Yeah.
gotcha,
Could be.
okay.
Tom, can you go back to your last page? It's kind of weird.
Oh, there's 3. Yep, I'm sorry. Yeah.
That's it.
Comment 3. The section that this is to the page 26.
Yeah,
Streetscape depth. Just this, and this is an FYI, this requirement will require survey. In order to find out. So that's nothing. As long as everyone's aware of that. Extra on the applicant or doesn't require a survey.
But that means that the person on, say, Scott Louis' house, that is, well off the street, but maybe he just wants to have this porch in the front of his house. Now he's gonna be forced to get a survey. Because of this. Maybe we didn't intend to make that onerous.
Yeah, this one got put in the current ordinance this May.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
So it's in the current.
It is now.
Well, Julie brought it up, this spring because it was in here to add to the current. Someone in planning board wanted it for the, development of Union Park. But then afterwards, just before town meeting, we're looking at, thinking about some of the implications. We thought maybe this is a lot more onerous requirement to expect to be put in. So we thought, well, we'll address this part of the recode.
So just keep that in mind, see where this is gonna apply, if anybody doing work in that area, described there, in the survey, it should.
It's potentially every property that's on the Topsham Center Zone, right, anything forward,
Yeah,
it's gonna need a survey.
and we should just be careful that that's what we want to require. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Where are we to,
Page 2-8,
okay,
essentially one comment, the, two, 6.60.5, with principal use of the lot is primarily outdoor. So I was curious what that meant, subject to table 6-4. Which of the principal use table?
which is,
Well, it lists all
Yeah,
the principal
that's all.
uses.
Yeah.
And I'm just curious how to determine what uses are primarily outdoor. I mean, I think it's pretty good. Yes, it's fine, but sometimes it's better. So everyone's on the same page, just to explain that. Or call it out even. Because certain standards do apply, depending on determination, and it's yeah, use
right,
primary.
do you have, do some things come to mind
Well, I
there?
just, if we could all look at the table,
Yep,
break down there's independently what we thought they were, and I guess we're all on the same page. If not, suggest just a little more review of that.
okay,
Actually, even there's been tire VIP, tire primarily it changes tires outdoors, right? VIP does it indoors.
It does pertain to what's happening there, or the function of the business. It isn't unclear.
right, gotcha.
Yeah, which uses are we referring to? It might be better, even if you got a page to the ordinance.
So it's unclear with regard to the principal use table. Okay, got it.
2.9, page 2.9.
Yeah,
We're all seeing the same thing, the highlighted figure reference.
Yeah.
I don't believe that. Couldn't find that figure, so that number is
oh,
2.50-B.
okay,
Most of them see it as 2 dash and then a letter.
right. Where?
Page 211.
I mean, that's exactly the kind of thing, it's nitpicky, but we need that because you don't want it to go through the process. You
Right.
come out the other end with that kind of stuff in there. Yeah, so thank you, Tom.
Sure.
All right, how far are we going ahead?
211.
2:11.
Okay. My first comment is that my building mass, I'm not familiar with the term. It's not, it should be defined or explained. So the best I can do is look it up. I think I know what it means.
Mhm. I'm just looking in.
Go ahead. I didn't see it. Didn't see it in.
It's not there. Building segments, but no massing.
And comment 2. This is the general note for all our tables. Well, for all any tables references. So this first note, C 15, 10, 11 for definition of building segments.
Yeah,
1510 is the measurement section. 1520 is the definition section.
no,
So that number needs to be changed to 1520, whatever. It probably actually the term definition means is a measurement term. If you look down below in say line 7, see 1510. That's correct. 1510 is
1510 is, it says definitions.
it should say measuring.
Oh, but it's both. 1510 is measuring and then
Yeah.
1510 is
That's
definition.
a later comment. The 1510, it's
The definition should be 1520?
no,
No,
10 is the measurements and 20 is. B, right?
20 is, yeah, because definitions come later.
Yeah.
So the definition should be 1520.
And the measurements should all be at 1520.
Got it. Kirk was tired. Okay,
Yeah, in fact, we'll add that. I didn't take that up in the measurement section. They're all 15. Well, they're 15.
building segments
15.
is in there.
Yeah.
Got it, and that says 15, 10, 11.
And just check, so whether it's for definition.
Yeah. Gotcha. So that particular place on page 2-11 is okay, right? Because that does,
Well, no, this
No.
first line where the bullet is it's 1510 and it refers to a definition. So
oh,
I
I got
think,
it. So that should be 15.
or no, it could be 1510. And it should be for
Measurement.
measuring it.
Ah, got it.
So all the tables just need to be checked.
Yeah.
And then I have some examples. A couple of these were part.
Okay. Yeah, down below, you've got 1510.16 for measuring.
Yeah.
Measuring. Got it.
Number 5, 7, and 8. They were correct. So measure is 1510. Measure.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. Thank you. Moving on to how far are we going? Ooh, look at that.
Keep going, yeah.
Two 24.
Yeah, 24.
Right?
This is the master plan development
Yeah.
section.
Yeah,
6-acre developments, all developments on single parcel or combination of parcels totaling 6 acres or more. I wasn't clear on what I highlighted. What triggers the requirement? What is a combination of parcels totaling 6 acres or more? Is it that are being developed,
yeah,
that are under the developer's ownership?
that are targeted.
That's something, if we just add something like that in there.
All developments on single parcel.
So when you see a combination of parcels totaling 6 or more.
I think when she says all developments, it's like if you're coming to the planning department about a development, if it's 6 acres or more, you know, that's what, but it's,
6 acres.
Yeah.
That's 6 acres.
right. on a single parcel or combination of parcels
Or like
totaling 6
acres.
acres or more must meet the MPD regulations prior to any subdivision rezoning or submittal site plan for review, except as follows. So I'm not sure what needs to be. Am I right that you're thinking it's not clear?
I'm unclear what the trigger is. Combination of parcels.
Because you could have two abutting owners planning to develop their property at the same time. One's 2 acres, one's 4. And does this trigger because
They're two different ownerships.
it doesn't say that.
Yeah, but an ownership can be created in a matter of 1
Set
minute.
up and
I see, oh,
You ownership.
the plan.
One that overdue.
Or will same developer bring 2 plans. I don't, just,
This, yeah, this is, got it.
is there a way around it? So is the intent to lock 6 acres, combination parcels total? Do that.
Okay. Thank you for explaining that. That's,
Well, there's
okay,
probably a lot of ways around, stairs around.
Question for you on this one, because I'm still a little bit confused. So this is the trigger. How is that?
You want to go along?
Oh,
See it? This is the trigger for that.
this is trigger for master plan. How is that limited to a specific zone in town? And what I'm wondering is if, like, say, on the side of 196.
and people have asked that question. You know,
Really?
is
Is
the
that-
MPD gonna apply outside of Topsham?
Within, no, because in the first section, 2-140-1. Within, it just says it's within the Topsham area.
So that's where.
Yeah.
So to me,
Yeah.
I wondered that myself.
Right,
And then
yeah, so it's spelled out.
Reason right through the Topsham Center.
Excellent.
That's good.
But that's, I mean, that gets into a more substantive, that's not clerical. But it's
Right.
defining.
Yeah,
no, Yeah,
page 3-2.
okay. Okay,
First comment, this symbol, so,
limited industrial, yeah,
well, yes, all this is, you see the list in 310.2. Sequential LI is above I.
yeah,
Just fix the table, just switch these around so LI comes. Just to
oh,
be consistent with the
okay.
Yeah.
So the table should be switched.
table needs. Or G and H need to.
Right, gotcha.
Second one. This is another spot to add accessory uses, reference to Article 7.
Hang on now, are you looking at uses?
Yep,
Yeah.
under uses,
Okay, it says Article 6,
and then add, that's another spot to add reference to Article 7 as well. Yes,
So the sentence would be something like accessory uses are allowed in the commercial industrial zones in accordance with.
and you'll notice it's accessory building is down below.
yeah.
Accessory
that does
buildings
say
are different than accessory uses, they're all the same. That can stay, but is. Or that whole section could be moved up to the uses. Instead of the 320, instead of 330.
So the section 3-30 is your,
It could stay or it could go. We get the accessory use piece up in 320,
uh-huh,
330.2. That's not the right place for it.
but accessory buildings are
Different,
different than accessory uses.
even though, well, this article uses the structures, even though it's titled.
Ah,
So I think for this note, I would just add those to this, just put the accessory reference in 320 and get rid of that.
okay.
The other comment, number 3,
Right,
yep, right here, it references table 5.2, I think they mean table 3.2.
it means it should be 3-2?
Yeah.
Okay, okay, let me just peek at that. Where the hell is that? Oh, it's right across the, yeah. It's right there, got it. Okay,
I have especially opposed to this, this shouldn't be two.
okay. So in 2 places,
They got it just at one spot.
just one. Okay. Okay. All right.
Page 3.3. Regulation,
A lot of stuff there,
and all, so this would apply to all the tables, 2 tables, 2.2, 3.2, 4.2. And each listed item, lot area for dwelling, minimum frontage, list. You know how we have the blue flags to tell you where to go to find what that actually means?
Yeah.
List them there, because this is a new ordinance. Sometimes they're in the measurement section, sometimes they're in definitions, sometimes they're both.
Right.
I think it would be helpful to anyone, me too. You don't have to go looking for it, just to have the reference number there of where to find it. What it means.
Okay, so,
So if I want to know what lot area means, tell me where to go. Want to know what a side setback is?
and to actually put a link in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or if that's an actual link or just where these are.
Okay,
And, table 2.2 in the center zone started. Like, so you could just look at one of those tables and you'll see some of them have the reference in them, not all of them.
okay, so they didn't carry that through.
Right. Good idea, so,
Right, once you step the expectation,
yeah. Raise the bar.
yeah. Let me just find that one. It's got 2 dash. Hmm. Okay. Okay,
Wait, I mean, yeah,
now, this is you added these comments into the actual draft. Is that?
yeah,
Yeah,
the little bullet.
yeah,
There's another version where you just have to click on the bullet. Comment comes up.
but I guess what I'm wondering is if the consultants go in and look at these, they can see
Yeah.
also. Great,
Yeah.
great,
Or this. It's right here.
Yeah. one way or the other.
I didn't know, I did them on my own PDF. I downloaded the PDF, did not do it.
Well, we probably want to make that available at some point.
Sure.
So, yeah, good.
Oh, he said it emailed to you.
Yeah, this will email, because I'm
He
gonna bring the
discussed
other
was the
version. I wasn't sure whose PDF version you needed to, Adobe version you needed to read it. But this one just comes up.
Okay.
Second comment, impervious coverage ratio, maximum impervious coverage ratio. So that got put into our current ordinance today as well.
Right. So, and, okay, what is the concern there? This number
Concern, so
not included in the
definition of
article.
measurement is not included in Article 15. Section does include both site coverage, there's a section in impervious surface area. We don't use either of those, we're using maximum impervious coverage. So this one needs to be defined, and those other two, one of them, they need to go, or maybe one of them is maximum.
Impervious surface area. So
Yeah.
it's,
That's in 520 and in 1520 and 1510.7, there's site coverage, which is in the measurement section. So we kind of have two different things, but neither one of them says impervious coverage.
and they need to be synced with each other.
They need to be
And-
synced.
Yeah,
And we don't. And it needs to be defined or called out as to. And this shows up in both table 3.2 and 4.2. And out of curiosity, of it, the reasoning behind this. Town. And then further, this is a memo from the planning to the select. Board. Place it on the. So they put it on the form.
right.
Memo stated, currently there is no safeguard in place to prevent property owners from paving the majority. My comments has this been a problem in my office. The R3 zones, this was limited to a 15% coverage. Of the residential section. I'm curious what was trying to do this. And then additionally, typically impervious coverage is tied to stormwater. This one is standard. Complexity of obtaining even a simple shed expansion has increased beyond the capability of many applicants. I come up with the previous area sheet, simplified as best I could.
Hmm.
Most people getting a reduction in sheds and decks on purpose, or but the few that come in usually take some drops.
So we're adding complexity.
Certainly did.
And you're not sure
And I'm
if
not
there's
sure
any
that-
real good.
What the goal was, because like I said, typically these are tied to a stormwater. We have a separate. This one is, it's just the same.
Okay,
Number 3, that's just a typo. Something might say here, but it says half, it should be back.
okay, sorry.
Yeah,
You're
I
looking at
covered it
3.
with my
Yeah.
here, but it says half under there.
Yeah.
It should read that. And the fourth one, it's footnote 6. Setback must be maintained as naturally vegetated or landscaped open space. My comment is define naturally vegetated and landscaped space. Why use such terms with these be different? Maybe they can be combined and defined this way.
All right.
Okay.
Just pause there for a second. So you're thinking that that needs to be defined.
I don't know what it. I-
It's the intent, you could either leave it as woods, if that's Or if you wanted to cut down the trees that are there and plant trees of your own and bushes, that would be landscape.
It could be,
Weeds and that's vegetated.
Exactly. So you got a choice, as long as you're not putting a structure in there.
Or without stone dust and it's landscape.
there you go. It could mean a lot. It should probably mean something,
It's a whole point.
if it's gonna be in there.
It's very subjective.
And I guess what I'm hearing you say, Rick, is it allows for things we may not want to allow, or we may not want to encourage. I mean, I don't know. I mean,
Do you, or don't you, if you don't care, then
don't
say
write it.
or-
Yeah, yeah.
It's hard to say the intent of anything because you've got the person, the group that writes it, and you've got the public that comes and
Says, what does this mean?
And then the voting,
Yeah.
there's no way to.
Yeah. Okay.
You could just say it remains vegetated, that could cover both. You know,
Yeah.
it wouldn't cover the stone dust, but you could leave it in the trees or you could put in your own trees.
Yeah. Page 14.
Okay.
We find
Number 2. Right. And we're looking at.
and this is just
one.
highlighted, where it says
Yeah.
table 3.2, this should be actually. Section.
The table 3.2 should be table 4.2.
Yeah.
Okay, and that is right there.
And comment 3. The mandatory section is a requirement. Move it to 4.3s. So 4.30 is lot and building regulations.
Yeah.
This is actually a regulation of the zone. It applies, it points you to this. So as a requirement, I think it should be in 3s.
Hmm.
And this is this open space, I know it was pulled out of the current ordinance. I may have said it here. It doesn't work.
Is it a recent change?
No,
No.
no,
It's
it's a
been-
carryover.
It's been a problem. for a
It's been
while.
around forever, and
Yeah.
never used. Tried to use it a few years back on subdivision, we determined it couldn't be used. Now, fortunately or unfortunately,
Yeah.
with the rewrite, it may be able to be used. So it was. Yeah, it's too much. These table has all these footnotes, but those have a series of letters.
You're talking about the current.
The table of dimensional requirements.
Yeah.
Actually, anything with letter is plucked out of an old ordinance. The lack of what to do.
Right. Yeah.
That was one of the requirements. It says residential subdivisions would be on open fields or pasture. Whether or not they are, you shall be designed in accordance with clustering prescribed in 25.3. 25.43 used to be clustering provision, main clustering. It was gutted and completely changed to something else. We sat in my office and tried to figure it out one day. And decided we can't move it. That's what the open space subdivision came from. It's in the ordinance currently can't be used. So I know this came up in one of the public. I think Maryland had it.
Or Victor, I think, wanted
Yeah.
to change it.
Victor wants to change it, but Marilyn had pointed to something that seems to be getting changed.
Maryland's comment was, this is new. It's not new.
No.
It just has never been used.
Right, And that's what I was told, that it had never been used in 15 years.
Yeah, and on top of that, can't be used.
Uh-huh. Okay,
So
so what we don't want to do is perpetuate a problem.
sure, maybe all my things here could just be summarized into what, is there a purpose, what benefit to the town, because town hasn't realized any benefit for 15 years.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Victor would probably say he'd like to have seen a cleaned up one that could have meaning.
Yep.
And Mary might say you should rather see none.
Could be.
Yeah.
So it could almost be treated like new, essentially, even though it's in there, just,
Well, will be considered new if it's now functional.
right, this will probably make it function.
So if it makes it functional, it's new.
It should be looked at more than carry. How's that? It should be looked at as a new requirement.
And I think Victor was gonna ask for that, because he wants to see the terms of the address.
Okay.
Well, and I think one of the things he's calling for is if we're making a change to make it more functional, let's do our best to bring it in line with the vision in the comprehensive plan.
Yep.
That says, how do we maximize the space?
Yep.
Even as we allow for development. Yeah.
Fair. Then with that, I think commented is, so number 4, mandatory. Mandatory needs to explain, needs to be, if the trigger 10-acre subdivision, any amount of enrolled land, an acre of the subdivision is on enrolled land. What exactly is the trigger for this?
So you're saying the lot in tech open space might be 20 acres, but they're only planning to develop 8 of it. Right. This is not a plot.
And 5.
Yeah, optional. Okay.
I couldn't find it, so my number 5 comment, the minimum open space development area requires a table 4.2. This references minimum open space development area requirements of table 4.2. Again, this, I didn't find it.
Uh-huh.
Should this be worded minimum, so along with that, maybe it's just wrong, maybe it should be minimum gross parcel area.
Tom, on page 4-3, there are some minimum lot areas listed in table 4.
Yeah, but they're not minimum open space development area. Look at table 3.
In the notes, in the,
Yeah, I think this should refer to table 4.3 instead of 4.2, is what I'm going with that.
Oh, yeah. You're right.
oh, gotcha. Uh-huh.
Then number 6, uses. Again, just add, this is the same period, just add accessory yard.
Okay.
Did it clear up number 5 better? I really should have just got too wordy with the comment there. Really, I think reference to table 4.2 just means table.
Well, great. Yeah, no, that's great.
Page 4.3,
All right.
Same comment I made in table 3.2 about that. Yes. The second comment is that 4.30.2A, I couldn't find a 2A.
Hmm. Huh. Sometimes as though this is written, but it's never gonna be used. So it doesn't matter. What- 44.30.2.
I think it's just 4.30.2
Yeah, let's see.
because that's all there is.
Wording. Wait a minute, where is it?
Page 4.2.
Okay,
What's that?
Sounds like a global comment feel about these visions.
Yeah, I think revision after revision.
it gets,
That should just be 2.
drop the A,
Drop the A.
okay, cool. Going on to,
Page 4.7.
okay. Oh,
We're into a lot of the existing carryover.
I don't have 4.7, where to go?
Yeah.
No,
Page 4.7?
no, 4.7.
Really?
It's
Is
just,
that the one that just got printed?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, not there.
I'm sorry.
Is it? You've got the red line one, right? Susan?
No, no red line, but, because it's black and white.
Maybe that's the issue, is when the red line is stretched out, so it's longer.
Oh, maybe, okay, I don't know. But there's no page 4.7, okay.
Is there a section 4.7?
Let me see what the page number. Yeah.
It's 4.70, other regulations, but there's nothing,
This
I
this
look
one,
at right, all right.
this one also is. So I think you've got the text, it's just not.
Gotcha.
okay,
All right, so we're in section 4.50 backwards,
okay, backlog,
whatever page.
gotcha, yeah.
I bet you're right, the page has got a number different. I'm in the red line.
Yeah, so that's
Oh.
gonna have more pages than that.
Right, that makes sense.
Okay, good. Go backwards, 450.
Yeah.
Comment is to 450.1. See amended. Oh,
Now that's number
apologies again, yeah. The
2.
way Adobe numbered, they numbered them.
Yeah, that's
side to
over on
side. So The
applicability.
first comment is actually under affordable housing.
Okay,
Applicability, ELD 2003 that prompted this language was amended. This one here, I think, was a cut and paste from the original.
ah,
I would just suggest next round or anytime that happens, paste statute just reference. Even though it's an extra step for anybody reading it, and if reading it's fluid.
okay, so just reference it, don't.
Yeah, and this, I'm not sure this is up to date, I didn't look at it. What we currently have is an updated statute. Number 2 is section 450.1, and that should it says table 4.4. That should be 4.2, 4-2. So,
Okay, and that's all, okay, table 4-4 should be 4.
Yeah.
Okay,
number 3, it goes back and forth.
Yeah.
It
okay,
references such buildings are located within the area designated for intentional growth. But my comment is, how will anyone know what these areas are and how to find them? I want to reference something. I'd like to see it attached
to
Or
a
make
map
or
or,
made part of the ordinance. so people can go to one place.
So basically list the zones or something.
Well, however,
I just think that was part of the emails between Bill and Julie when they talked about something. Bill, or at least from what Don was told them, that the zoning code shouldn't reference the comp plan for specific.
it should not. Okay,
So,
then maybe this just.
so it probably would be better to say which zones.
Because this is gonna live past the comp.
Or the comp plan is gonna live past this, or
We
one of the
never
two
know.
is gonna change.
Yeah, yeah.
Put the intentional growth zone in definition as defined by zones.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, then maybe this is gonna be a non-issue depending on the attorney.
Are you up to number 3?
Yeah, that is, yeah, reference number 3, so as you said, include the intentional growth areas within the text here.
Okay. Yeah.
Number 4, this is just a, and that now it's back to the backlot section.
Yeah.
For the definition of backlot, street or private road. Doesn't consistent with that definition. There's gonna be one relation here that will come up with definitions.
So is that 454A? Is that
B,
B? An extension of the,
public except the street or private road, so has at least 25 feet of frontage on the street and add.
Yeah, because the definition of street doesn't include private roads.
right, got it. Okay,
I don't want to jump ahead, but when we get to the backlot definition, there's going to be a conflict. Yes. Okay. 5,
okay,
number comment 5, so that's 450.5.
yep,
This question, is it needed? Or at least delete the last sentence, having less frontage than this did before the creation of the backlot. I think it's just 2 words. The creation of the backlot will not result in front lot having less lot frontage than the required subject zone. Period. And then just delete having less lot frontage than existed for the creation of the backlot.
so you're kind of questioning the whole thing, is this needed? But
I'm questioning the last sentence. After the comma.
yeah,
Yeah.
having less, just take that out.
There you go. Read better than me.
Got it.
Comment?
I'm trying to understand what you're getting at. So it seems like either you meet the requirements or you don't. So if you don't have enough street frontage in order for the zone, then you can't do it. But this almost seems to say, not only can you not do it if you don't have as much street frontage as you had, or the minimum requirements, you can't do it if you've got less street frontage than you had before, even if you meet the minimum requirements.
Yeah,
Doesn't seem-
I'm not sure what it's get at. You may be right.
I'm not sure that's appropriate.
Right.
Either you meet the minimum requirements or you don't.
Yeah.
So are you thinking, Mark, that if the whole thing ought to be taken out?
No, I'm agreeing with Tom.
Okay,
out
just
the
take that
sentence.
last phrase.
So there's one rule that applies to everyone.
Yeah.
You meet the standards or you don't.
Okay. So that
That
takes
was-
care of that
Took care of that page.
page.
Now we know we're on different page numbers, so.
But we're into section
Uh,
5. Oh, no, we're not. Yes, we
I
are.
am. I'm in section 5,
Yeah, overlay zone.
520.2
Yeah, definitions.
definitions. 20.2. One comment, again, include a survey, so. This is historic, and this historic resource survey. List contributing properties, you really wouldn't know if you have a contributing property, unless you have a survey.
So are
This
you suggesting that we link it or just somehow reference it?
Somehow, people, what.
How to find it?
And within this text, is the property of contributor.
So is the survey something that was done at some year? We have a list of
I think so.
200 properties in town that qualify.
Yeah, it goes by map law, and I found it and copied it with so I think.
Is that survey subject to change?
I don't believe it has. Yeah, it hasn't changed that I know. I suppose it was created once, so it's gotta be change it.
Yeah.
But maybe if people can't find it, they can't change.
Right, so here we're trying to get everything online, and just telling everybody to come to the planning office.
Right. So actually make it available in addition to coming to planning. If they can't understand it, they'll come to planning,
Well,
but at least
yeah.
make it available.
And again, people should be able to pick up this one document and find out.
Seems like we might be better to put it online, it's not make it the actual code, because then if we had to change the survey, we have to amend it.
Right,
But can't you link things that are not separate documents? You can still link them.
Right, we can certainly make a reference to it, and Tom's got a good point that people should have to come to town hall. I
Yeah.
don't think we want to list in the zoning code, these 200 properties are this, because then if this was established, you'd have to amend the zoning code every.
yeah, and this property could be split too.
Yeah, let's say the historic district committee is the one that came up with this list.
Yeah.
They could adjust the list, right, as it currently sits, but if we put it in here, the zoning code, it's an actual pages attached. You have to amend the zoning code through town meeting to change it.
That could be a legal question, I mean, is, you know, what resources do people expect?
Yeah.
Access to a computer, if they come in, I guess we certainly, but we don't even have the zoning ordinance.
Survey.
The certain order, either one,
Yeah.
they come in and ask us. But available,
Yeah.
whatever available means legally. And at least in the same format that we offer. That's all right.
That is okay.
Okay. Moving on.
Move on. I'll just go next page. Page 3. Still definitions. First one is to
What number are you on, Tom?
520.3.
Okay, yeah.
Manufactured housing prohibited in the historic overlay.
Yeah.
Illegal. There's new HP 211. It's a change to statute, and the state allowed. Told everyone you have to allow mobile homes wherever single family. I didn't saw some exclusions to design, but not to location. So just wonder if that's.
And the historic overlay zone, is that identical with the historic district?
It is.
Okay.
That's the district.
So are you saying that our historic district potentially is,
Out of step with statute.
right, because statute is newly changed?
Potentially, you could have a mobile home now, and
It wouldn't preclude any designs. But I don't see. I didn't see where it could be excluded.
Okay,
Whether it's ever going to be a real issue, I don't.
Definitions make a distinction between
In the statute.
things, but all manufactured homes are mobile.
not more.
Not all mobile homes are manufactured. You know, the other way around. Every mobile home is manufactured.
It was changed. And changing, this was one.
Yeah.
Number 2, contributors property section.
Yeah.
Confirm this section trigger for certificate subject to contributing property is in line with the view standards. Section 5.2.7, that's the contributing property section. When you read that, the review standards appear to scope more than this section. But the starting point, this is the starting example. If a CA is not required by this section here, you never get to the standards 2.7.
Say that
So
one more
when
time.
someone comes in with contributing property
Yeah,
and they don't meet any of these requirements here for requiring a certificate of appropriateness, then you send them on their way. But there are more standards within the contributing property section than listed here. Let me just go to an example. So 5.2.6, we got these pretty simple things. Alteration, construction of new, placement of accessory, relocation of accessory structure, alteration, construction and removal of site features, demolition, and then 520.7, which are the standards for contributing when they're under review. But to get under review, we have to meet one of the ones we just listed. It says requires. These are the standards. There's interior standards, and jump down to additional local standards. We have appendages, windows, doors. Right in front, this whole section tells you if you can't see it from the street, you don't need to come in, but this is telling me I have design standards with windows and doors and material.
whether you can see them or not.
Right. So the first part of this section is telling me I don't need to come in. But if I do need to come in, it seems like the scoping and what's required is awful. Then what's listed up front.
So it's kind of a matter of 524 is out of sync with 527.
There you go. You should have written on my comment.
No, but you're telling the why, you're telling the detail of the why, but what I want to get is, look at this and.
Well, I think Kirk, he just took what we had. And
Yeah.
Yep.
But that's, I mean, that's the tricky part is now what we want to do is work out the contradictions. We don't want to live with perpetuated contradictions.
Well,
right?
in this section, the reason I noted that I don't have to deal with it. The planner is the one who goes.
Right.
Every planner we've had reads this different.
Okay,
Because it's hard. For sure.
right. And part of what we say we want to achieve is clarity.
Yeah.
And so we want to see if we can do a little better job at making these consistent with each other. So
So
let me
they
just
don't
write
say-
that down. So it's this one and this one.
Fourth comment, I have substantial improvement. It lists 50% of the market value, so the town, we can't determine market value. We can determine assessed value. You know, that's like is market value. Yeah.
Our taxes are based on.
But then the renamed assessment.
Gotcha. Okay, so
Theoretically, just on assessment, it's like about within 90% of what we readjust.
Yes.
I think it's probably good.
I would think if we could just use assessment.
Yeah.
Anybody can look at our software. and see.
okay, so this is in the section called substantial improvement,
Substantial improvement.
and it's
They may not get at what this is trying to get at.
Can you still use that assessment tool? Configuration?
It will be reassessed. So any improvements will be assessed.
See.
Yeah, we may want, the assessor's opinion.
Okay,
Yeah, fair enough.
okay.
There's certain things that have value on it.
And am I right that the little crunch comes in that third line? The cost of which equals or exceeds 50% of you're suggesting it's 8%.
Well, I'm just actually was, we don't know, we can't determine market.
That's right.
I can't.
No, I was thinking, is it? Yeah, I do. Is it?
Yeah, maybe,
Square footage or something.
maybe this needs to be. It's a long paragraph here, substantial improvement is. All for shortening it up.
I wonder if some of that came from federal, historic
It probably.
regulations. Maybe they used the word.
Okay, good. Now, it's 5:17. I suggest that we start in whenever is the next section. Because I need to actually be in Brunswick.
What I'm going to do, after seeing how this went, I'm going to print out, it'll be long, but I'm going to print you all a copy of what you're seeing on the screen.
Yeah,
You'll follow along a lot easier.
okay.
And change anything.
Or you can email it to.
I can.
You've also got a summary sheet.
No,
No?
I don't.
Oh.
So I didn't know how to make.
Yeah, no.
Nobody makes. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, I got this.
yeah. So we've gone through kind of page 5.5. Are we finished with 5.5-5?
We did. Well, I'm up to 540s.
Oh, good.
540.3 A8A.
Okay, 543 A8. That's where you will stop, right?
A8A, yeah. And this comment is more of a general when it comes back to legal. This I can approve an exception. This was kind of a straightforward exception. It can be reworded so everybody gets it. For me to allow is confirm CEO can grant exceptions. Otherwise, remove CEO and make these matter. You know, we meet a certain standards and get the exception.
Right. So I'm wondering, to be honest, it's one thing looking at these, but having a little bit of an opportunity to talk with you is also valuable.
Need that. I didn't write my notes.
To be talked through. So I guess, would it be okay to, we don't have a regular meeting, monthly meeting in August. Could we maybe set up another meeting with you in a couple of weeks?
Yeah. And
Is that something that sounds obnoxious?
if I send you this email, can you get it to everybody?
Yes,
The easiest?
yeah,
Everybody.
but honestly, I'm gonna keep using this. I'll look at it, but I want to be able to sit with you and go through something
Yeah.
doable. So if you want to look at.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking, if we think about a couple of weeks, because summer's a little tricky if you're gonna be around.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like that week of the 29th. Normally we do things on, I mean, I think we've got a 5 weeks that week. I don't know if that we actually have a. A little bit different. I have an English calendar. So the 30th would be the 5th. In 2 weeks from today would be the 30th. Does that work to do another workshop like this, like 4 to 5:15?
There's a climate action plan workshop at 6:30, but nothing before.
Yeah, we'll be burnt out before then.
We can even do it upstairs, whatever.
Then when you show up.
Yeah,
Well, I'll have this, I can use the TV up, anyway, that might even be easier.
okay. So 4 to 15, Tom. Okay. Thank you, Tom. And, you know, it's possible that we're gonna, now that we're sort of tuned into something, we'll get what you're talking about, you know, a little more readily. Thank you for going through this, so. Yep.
Even if it's, I have the 7 page numbers.
Yep.